Good afternoon. Happy Sunday to you all. Today is 4th of December. It's a privilege having to make a presentation here. My name is Okoh. I'm an SME trainer and a consultant in SME. Also, I'm a banker by profession. So I am privileged to render this training to you guys, and I hope it benefits us in the long run. Okay, my training will be the global impact of how to be a relevant workforce in the financial sector. When we talk of financial sector, basically I'll be running through a slide, and I'll expect that you follow me through and you jot your questions. So after the presentation, you throw up your question, I'll provide relevant answers. So, and I hope you enjoy the training. So going forward, I'll be saying, what is the financial sector? Financial sector basically are the sections of the economy that involve the dealing with finances. Finances could be with commercial or retail. Could be in so many aspects, the industries that are involved in financial. When we talk of financial sector, most people think it's just banks. Banks, no, it's more than banks. There are a lot involved in financial sector. The financial sector, banks are quite all right. They are the mainstay of financial sector. But we also have the investment companies, the insurance companies, real estate too. They are part of the financial sector. They all make up the financial sector. So there are other parts of the financial sector. So, but also now we go to the institutions involved in financial sector. There are several kinds of institutions that we see. So we are breaking down the financial sector now as it is. So the various institutions that make a play in financial sector. So top of the list there, you have the commercial banks. The commercial banks, so which I believe that most of us are aware of. Then we have the trust companies and investment banks. They are a little different from the commercial banks that take direct deposit. The trust companies, they are kind of more about investment and security management. Then we have the brokerage firm and the investment dealers. They take our dividends and other issues. The money market, they deal with the money market and others. Then we have the insurance companies. Insurance company has not been so well developed around here over time because of so many factors, but it's a major player in the financial sector. And then there are the effect of insurance company are being deepening by they are reaching out more to others like banks. Insurance are supposed to play the same role that banks are playing, but because of they are not so matured as it were. But as we speak now, the maturity is growing by the day. There are asset management companies, they manage assets. They are also like the investment companies. Then we have the mortgage bank. We talk of not just the general bank, so they deal more like building houses and collecting mortgage to build houses and ensure that the houses are well, in developed countries where if you are in developed country, mortgage bank play a major role. They are one of the mainstay of the economy because they are the ones that ensure that everybody has access to housing. And because when you are able to pay, your credit rating is good, then they bring about mortgage. You're able to pay a mortgage, then you are well and good. Then you have the pension fund administrators. This is a very significant part. Most of us, if you are in private sector, many persons were not used to pension 20 years ago. But pension is not sustainable by just the government agencies. And normally, even every worker, if you have worked at your old age, you need something to sustain. That's why you have the pension fund administrators to help to manage the pension funds. Then you have the lower end of the banks, the microfinance bank. The microfinance bank, they manage the lower how will I put it now, the micro bankers, people that do not have direct access. So CBN now presently is doing the financial inclusion to ensure that everybody has inclusion, are able to get access to finance. So is very key. So that's bringing everybody into the world. The people that play a very significant role are the microfinance bank in that aspect. And they have been doing that very well. So then we'll talk about the trends in financial sector. The financial sector is a very dynamic sector, extremely dynamic. It changes by the day. So the trends are, it's moving very fast. So we need to move with it. And moving with it means that you need to know what is happening. So there are so many forms of money and payment that exist electronically. No tangible. These days now, you can make transfers, unlike as it used to be before. You want to pay money to somebody, you must go to a bank with your physical cash and pay money into the bank, into the person's account, and the person will have it before the person will go back and collect. It's tedious. It's been a trend. It's been developing. I was saying it goes to the ATM. You are now can collect money from your ATM with an ATM card. From there, you can make transfer with your phone, with your app. Then we have the crypto and so many platforms that you can make money. Even you can transfer money with your telephones and credit card, all of it. So it's a very dynamic one. So digital money is very key, and it's something all of us should be very much aware and abreast with, because it's ever dynamic and it's something we need to follow through consciously and consistently. Wow. Then we'll talk of the future of money. Will physical money disappear? Yes, that's true. We cannot run away from it. In this part of the world, we are used to physical money. As a banker, I can tell you of a truth. I have customers that do not have cost to go to the bank for a whole full year. They will not have any cost to come to the bank to do a transaction. They might not even call you. Maybe if they have a challenge, they send you a mail and you sort it out and you move on. So that's a major challenge on that is our literacy level. But talking of our literacy level, that's one of the significant challenges. But also, we have found out too that with using the short code, USSD, everybody that can operate phone, they all can do electronic money transfer to any extent they want. So what we are looking at now, we are looking at more of personal data. Everybody are building personal data, where your personal data is intertwined with your money. That's where we are going now. So in the long run, we'll have less usage of physical money. Now we have the essence of a CBN trying to change it. Okay, will you say it's change of denomination or change of coloration? Well, we will see the physical money and know the exact. We will not give a verdict for now. So, but from what we've seen, it's like changing coloration. But why do CBN have this challenge? It's essentially because we rely so much in physical money here. The era of physical money is gradually elapsing, and all of us need to flow with it and ensure that we are abreast with latest happenings and what we need to do to make transactions go through. Then as we are talking of digital money and things like that, how do we bring digital money to play? How do we have access to digital money? How are we able to use digital money? How are people accepting it? So there are so many levels of acceptance of digital money. So that brings us to, you have the apps now, finance app. Finance app has been very effective. It has been so useful. Everybody now, you say, oh, do you have your app, your bank app? You say, Let's say 5, 10 years ago, bankers were not so common, except among the elites. But these days, if you see any student that does not have a bank app, it means that student is on a long pay. So it's not like that now. So most financial services, even microfinance banks, they have their app. The mobile money agents, they have their app. All of them, they have their app. Because when you talk of Money Point and others, they are mobile money agents. They are not banks per se. But they are doing so much. With their app, they are able to do a number of transactions, and they are making a very good money from it. So it's expedient that we all have to get abreast with this app and know what it takes and able to follow through. What drives the app is mainly data, the big data. Data are the major things that drives the app. But like we have the data that drives the app, we still have those that, there's provision for everybody. That's why we have the short code. The short codes are the drivers of those that do not have access to data. Maybe you are in such an area where you do not have access to data, there's no network, you will use your short code. So all of it, so that's what makes it work effectively. Sorry, I don't know. Can somebody give me a hello if you are doing well? Give me a chat. Are you hearing me well? Are we following very well? Are we together? Hello, are we together here?
Yes, we are following.
Good, thank you. Let me not just be ranting in online and we are not following. So we look at what are the consumer expectations for more specialized intelligent services. So we say digital money is creating rule stream of data on how customers use their phone, which banks can then analyze to offer more helpful service. What are we saying? What are we talking about here? We are saying that as you are using your app, that app is trying to know how you spend your money, what are your priorities, what do you use this for? So you see a lot of persons can, on their app, you can be able to plan your finances and know how to apportion your finances and follow up, make your savings and do a lot of things. So that app it tells a lot about you. So now we talk of, when you talk of app and things, what they can do. There are so many times now when you click on a link, you like something on Facebook or you do a search on Google. Next time you go to Google, that's the first thing the Google will tell you about. Next time you go to Facebook, the Facebook will be telling you, if you do data analysis, you visit a data analysis site. Tomorrow you see 10 data analysis sites. They are saying, oh, this guy likes this thing. So, we will like you. They are direct ads. They are direct ads that follow through your likes. So it flows through data. Data is so much now. Well, we can't say data is what makes the world go round. Data is not everything. Data is a major thing that makes the world go round. So, talking of that, there are several aspects of being a financial industry player that we need to get abreast with. So I'll run through them and I'll talk about them and we go. So we have like the accountants, just like the slide say, a professional who creates, keep and interpret financial records. Now, I won't lie you, to be frank and sincere, being an accountant is just a part of being a financial industry player. Being an accountant is just a beginning. Being an accountant is not the all. Being an accountant is just one of it. So you can be an accountant, you remain in you don't upscale your skills, you don't retool yourself, you don't learn more. You will find yourself very redundant. The the age of being just a paper and accountant is past. Now we are saying of being, we have forensic analysts, we have so many things. They are all part of accounting. So it depends on where you want to be. That will determine where you are. Then we have financial advisors. Financial advisors, they help identify issues and opportunities in organization and things like that. They are different from like accountants, but to be sincere, for you to be a financial advisor, you need to have a background in accounting to be able to interpret financial records. Analysts are very key. You can become an analyst, like there's no basic certification to become an analyst as it were, but analyst is very broad. Analyst, there are several stages of analyst. You can become from a start, you can become a financial analyst, a health analyst, health information analyst, and all what have you. We can become those that analyze geographic information analysts, all of them, they are analysts and they deal with figures and analysis. We look at Excel, Power BI, Tableau, and structured query language, all of them, we use it for analysis. It's very key. And these are different fields of financial industry that we need to look at and see where you might fit in. Analysis is being an analyst, a data analyst, let me be more specific, a data analyst, you have so many fields where you can come in and learn a lot of things and specialize and say this is where you want to go. But an analyst on the base form can start from anywhere. Just be able to have an analytical mind and be able to prod figures. Then we have those that manage hedge fund, institutional investors, people that have huge funds. We call them portfolio managers. You don't manage portfolios just like that. There are so many things. You need to be a professional to be able to manage a huge portfolio. And these portfolios, it requires so much conciseness and things like that. You have a mutual fund, that, like you said, those pension fund administrators, they have a lot of funds available for them. And they need to make money for those people that are saving their money for them, their clients. And how do they make money? They need to invest them. They are huge volume investors. So who manages those investments? They are those institutional investors and portfolio managers. So likewise, the insurance companies and others, they still have the portfolio managers that take care of them. So now we'll go to the issues in the financial sector. What are the major issues in the financial sector? Like we have said, we are in a changing world. 10 years ago, I don't think if you don't have an email, you cannot access Facebook. These days, it's not like that. How many people use their email these days? I know by virtue of my position as a banker, I know that most people do not even use their email for any personal thing, except when they are asked to. So they don't follow through and things like that. So that lives are changing. So how does the bank need to keep up? Financial institutions need to keep up to changing needs and things like that to make sure that they are able to meet the pace as things are changing. So we see new product coming out every day to meet up this need. So if you are not able to meet up these needs, you see banks, most of these customers, they will move to customers that are meeting their needs. We have instances where we have online bank that in this country now that they don't have more than one or two physical branches. They have millions of customers. They are online. They will deliver your ATM to you in your address. They will send it to you, collect it, and use it on your account. And we are getting there. Even recently now, HSBC said they are, before April next year, they are closing over 100 branches. What is they saying? The needs are changing. It's not that they are not going to make money. It's not that they are downsizing in order because their business is doing, no, their business is not doing bad, but they are looking at how do they reach out more to customers. Now you have so many kind of customers that you have you have people that you reach through telephone, through the internet, through so many means. The physical contact is getting smaller by the day. In Western world, physical contact has reduced, especially then talking of the era of this COVID. You see, even in Western world, a lot of people still wear masks for health reasons and things like that. So physical contact is going down for us to key in and ensure that we are following up with the flow. So now we are looking at customers are being personalized. Because of data we have about you, the customers, you are able to personalize services for a customer. And one person might need a consumer loan to buy a car. Another person might be needing to buy an asset like a television, an electronics, or things like that. So there are different kinds of customers that you have. And now you need their data to be able to meet up to them. And that's where because of customer relationship management and customer information management. You don't get all these customers' information by interviewing them. You will not be able to get it. It's from their data and from their doings and how they interface. In as much as we talk of, you see, customers still value human interactions. In as much as we talk about data online and things like that, there's no way. There will always be people that want to see people. I have a retired professor, about two of them. They always come to meet me. They come to my office, say they want this transaction. They want you to give them personalized service. Some of them, it's not that they can't operate phone. Some of them, that's the only activity they need to do. They need to leave their house. They need to come and see somebody. They will come there and interact with you, talk with you. They will just feel belong again. It's an activity for them. So that's why no matter how much we do anywhere, even in the Western world, physical brick and mortar is still important. But what we are saying in essence that brick and mortar have significantly reduced, and the reduction will be continuous. It will not be an overnight thing, but we should always have in mind that we always manage customer effectively and ensure that we meet their needs anyhow they want it. That's why financial industry is very dynamic. It's ready to change. As we are changing, we are not forgetting the old rules on how to manage the system to meet the customer's needs. Yes, well, banks are failing the experience test. So over time, you have that banks are not able to meet the customer's needs. A lot of banks. And what are we saying is that these banks are not able to meet their needs because they do not have the kind of personnel and experienced staff that are able to meet this need. Okay, let me take an instance. You go into a bank and say you have an ATM and a POS issue. And what do you get? The customer service officer will tell you, go and meet where you did your transaction, instead of the customer following through the process flow and doing it. So over time, you have people like that and things like that. So that brings us to where you have employees that are outside the loop. So as banks are moving ahead with their digital enhancement, you still have some people that are recalcitrant. They don't want to learn new things. Change is very key. change is very important. And for all of us, change is what we should embrace. Change might be positive, it might be negative. So some of this resistance to change, that we get every day, is just that because we do not understand what the change is about. So it's better that we understand what we are going to. Understanding new technologies and new digital informations and how to apply it. Those are the things that we bring about positive change and things like that. Malami, sorry, is it a question or what? Please unmute and talk to me. Malami? Malami, I see your hand up.
Okay, I'm not sure. Every question will be after the presentation.
Yes, I just thought it was an information he wants to pass.
Okay, Malami, you can unmute yourself.
Malami, are you with us? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Okay, it's not a question. I just say hi.
Okay, then drop your hand, please.
No problem.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So the focus, part of the issues that affect. When we talk of employees, every day, all of us need to retool, upskill, and learn new things every day. We need to be ready to learn. We need to be ready to. I've had colleagues that do not read their mails. And then when you ask for this new information, they are not able to update because they don't read their mails. And these things are something that you ask for somebody to come on online training, the person will come there and is not listening, is distracted or true. And when the time to apply those information you are getting it's not ideal. Time should be properly allocated and followed through. So that brings us when banks want to employ these days now, who do they look for? They are looking for upwardly mobile young men that are ready to learn. There's a bank that said in their next CEO will be less than 45 years maximum. So a lot of people that are not even up to managers are 45 years. That means the age barrier is already there. So banks are looking for sharp young men that are ready and have the hunger to learn, that are ready to focus on their career and ready to provide value. So you see over time, that's why you see sometimes banks will come and relieve some people and say, no, you have done so much. Sometimes we call them toxic imputers because over time they are not able to add more value. They are just recalcitrant. So the top skills you need in financial services industry. That's where it comes down. You have the hunger to learn. It's important that you are eager to learn all that there is about your field. Even outside, the hunger must be there. You must open your eyes, open your ears, and be ready to learn. Read wide and far. Learn new skills. Things are easier now. Before you learn anything, you need to go to a classroom. Now, a lot of us, I won't lie you, some years ago when I was updating my SS keys, I was shocked. It was all online, and this application is what matters. And the good thing is that in this digital age, computer is interactive. You do this, it's not working, you go the other way, and you always get it. That's why you can always return, you can always revert and go ahead. So it's very key. Then you have the market awareness. Financial journalists, analysts must be aware of financial trends that affect the industry. Yes, when HSBC announced that they have something that they want to do now, they want to close their branches, it affected their industry. So who are you? Where are you investing though? Are you a financial journalist? Do you have that information? Are you an analyst? Are you a trader in the market? What are you doing with this information? What are you doing? Like I will tell you now, a lot of persons are waiting. Traders now are waiting. The next person that will win the Nigerian election will determine what kind of trades they will. People have calculated and permutated. Say this where we are going. If this wins, this is the trade will focus on. If this person wins, this is the trade will focus on. So that's what. So market awareness is very important and follow through. Then data analysis is for the meticulous. Say to be a financial industry player, data analysis is very key. And you need to be very meticulous. You need to be able to cross your T's and dot your I's appropriately. I will always say, do the right thing the first time, right, always. Because when you don't do it right the first time, you repeat, you have customer service failure to battle with the customer, and you have your time. You have your time. So analytical skill is very important for a financial industry player. Very key, very key. You need to be very analytical and very meticulous, be curious and put your eye on the ball. Don't lose focus. Then we'll talk about communication skills. What's your communication skills like? What's your writing skill? What's your presentation skill? There are a lot of persons now who find out that they are able to talk very well, but they can't present it. They can't write it in a presentation format. There are people they are able to write very well, they can't talk about it. But for you to be a professional that will excel, you need to have all these things and be able to put them together. And putting them together is just more about practice. It's more about practice, practicing. So realize that as a professional, you don't need to be shy. You don't need to be afraid. You need to learn and unlearn skills. The one you need, learn it. The one you don't need, unlearn it and focus on the one you need. So communication is very key. The way you communicate and how you communicate it is important. Then we have initiative. As a financial industry player, you must have a lot of initiative. You must be able to think on your feet. You must think fast, very fast. And also not just, it must be innovative. You must think outside the box. Sometimes you need to make a split decision to be able to do. And for you need to be well grounded. So you need to have a positive initiative. Teamwork is very important. Be able to collaborate, to work together as a team. If you are a team player, you must understand that everybody do not have the same capacity and the same ability. Some persons are slow learners, but they pick up midway. Some persons are fast learners, but midway they drop off. But you need to be able to carry everybody along and ensure that everybody are doing well in the team. You see, team requires synergy. It requires you. The success of a team depends more on the synergy, not basically how the individual is able to succeed. It depends more on how you are able to harness all the good points of the team and use it to cover up all the shortfalls of the team and be able to achieve positive results. Team play is very key. In any industry you are playing in, you need to be a team player and you need to be able to learn to collaborate. It's not enough for you to know what to do. For you to be a star, it's your ability to work effectively in a team. That's what makes you a successful star. But if you are a lone player, no, it doesn't work. You must be a team player. And we'll talk customer service. Customer service is the high point, not just for financial service, for all. All of us must be customer-centric. For everybody, you must be customer-centric, not just a financial service industry player. Now, these days, you see a pepper seller, a granola seller, after buying, he will tell you thank you. There was a time when you buy, it doesn't concern them. So they want you to call them again tomorrow. Some people will call that granite buyer seller because every time is so he is so he or she is so respectful and things like that. So customer service is a lot. I think is a high point of client and a service and employee relationship is very key for success. And all of us, what we look at these days in financial industry, we have exceeded the customer service. We look at more about customer experience. And customer experience talk about what's the take home, what's the takeaway of that customer. And this customer, after you have served me, you say, wow, I have wowed this customer in your mind. But what is this customer thinking? Has he or she said, oh, this guy has really wowed me, I want to go back there? Will he refer you? Will he want you? Will he want to come back there tomorrow for you to serve him? That's why you see some customers will not want to come back to a particular teller. And you see 10 or 20 customers who want to be in front of one particular teller. Customer service. And customer service, we talk more about engagement. So that brings us to always keep the customer in mind. The customer in mind. The customer must always be in your mind. Everything you do must be customer-centric. Customer is the why you are doing what you are doing, not your personal self. This thing might be very key to you. It might be very okay to you. But what's the customer experience, the user experience? That's the customer experience. What will it be? So customer centricity is the key. And for you to get that, you need to understand your customer. You need to understand that customer, and you need to have a good principle of design. You need to be able to design the mind of that customer and be innovative. Think, oh, this is what this customer is thinking. This is where this customer is going. This is what I think he or she wants. So it's very key that we do it right. Then agility. We need to be strong on our feet. We need to be fast. We need to be able to use skills. As we talk of customer service, there are a lot of customer service tools that we can use. There are a lot of customer service tools. Say we talk about PowerPoint and Power BI. They are all customer service tools. Depending on how are you able to present and be able to sell your idea. So, and is very key. We have the training, all of us. It's the basics. When you have the basics, you can go anywhere from there. The basic is very important. When you have the basic skill, the basic is that you are able to read and write. You are able to think multi-dimensional. And like I will always say, the enemy of success, the biggest enemy of success is the comfort zone. Comfort zone. Are you in your comfort zone? When you are in your comfort zone, you will be like, that's how it is. Then you look for the easy way out. No. Comfort zone is something when you are there, you will be relaxed. But no, even to be successful is the man that is always reinventing himself. He's always wanting to go extra high. So for you to maintain relevance, technology is your competitive edge. So I'll quote Jamie Dimon, CEO of Morgan Chase, a letter to his shareholders. He believes that financial industry, services industry need to get closer aligned with technology companies than traditional banks. And many businesses are beginning to agree with him. I, as a banker, I agree with him. I agree very well. Very well. Yeah, we talk of point of sale. A money agent, now we sell their this thing. As a banker, before we do their due diligence, that customer will have already started doing their transaction. But also, we do look at the traditional banks will look more of compliance, KYC, and so many things. But now, customers are looking for you to be competitive, for you to be one step ahead. So he said the next generation of senior management should roll up their sleeves, familiarize themselves with modern technologies, and make well-informed strategic decisions on technologies. If I tell you the investment, billions, most financial institutions spend billions, much more than they spend on their employees in some years. And it's very important that we need to progress. For us to progress in our career, it's important that we stay up to date in latest technologies and follow vital trends of our where we are focused on. So on a final note, I would say financial services sector will be looking for any evidence that you are.
Okay.
Thank you. So, yes. On a final note, I'll say for you to become relevant in the global financial sector workforce by taking these things to heart, I will say good luck. And we hope for more. So I think I have some chat here.
All right, let's start dropping our questions. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael, our SME professional trainer and financial consultant. Thanks so much for that exposition of the financial industry. People are already dropping questions. Like we have Doctor drop a question on, he said, I have said it. If you complain to the bank about an issue, you are told to go and come back. Someone is not doing his or her job. For example, a transaction is done, you are debited, and the other person is credited. Yes, they will say, wait for 24 hours. Me and my money, and you want and waiting for 2 weeks. So, when we're talking about people that needs to be employed in the financial sector, the fact that they need to be up and doing. So you have to drop these comments and all that. I don't know if you have any response to that comment.
Well, I'll put a response to Dr. Tunga. Well, I'll apologize on behalf of the financial sector generally. So, and if everybody here, you might have one issue or the other. Like, we are not perfect. We are work in progress, and it's for all of us. So, generally, there are the interaction in play. It's not so straightforward. It might be another bank transaction, and we have to interface with the bank, and so many things, a lot of things will happen. So the interaction, where the banks is trying to bring it closer, maximum is supposed to be 3 days, but like network fails and things like that, we always have issues, but we are working on that. And we have personnel issue. Some persons are not supposed to do something. You gave them an instruction today, they will do it 2 days later. That have taken a lot from you. We don't want that in the bank, and it affects you. We are trying to make it even automated. That's why you have, most banks have their channels. You can complain online and you'll be responded to, and you follow through. You don't need to come to the bank. Frankly speaking, everybody is trying to go away from brick and mortar and reduce the footfalls in the banking room. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So if you have questions from our viewing center in Ondo State, please send me your question. The first speaker today spoke on how to be a relevant global workforce in the financial sector, and he did a good analysis of the sector and the kind of people that can work globally in this sector and the kind of set skills that they need to acquire. So if you have questions from our Facebook audience, please send it in. One of our team members is collating the question from Facebook. So send it in, and let's have this opportunity. Let's ask as many questions about the industry, especially if you want to be, if you want to work in the industry and you want to be relevant in the industry and you have questions, then this is what you should do. All right. So those are the things that we do now. So do we have questions? Let's send it in. Okay, so If we don't have further questions, I will want to ask from my own side, for a young person that just finished from higher institution now, we like to join the financial sector. What are the rules available and what is the age range of people joining now, and what is the road path to join this sector?
Thank you, Dayo. Okay. Basically, these days now, the bank will look at, like I said, when I mentioned during my presentation, the bank said they want an MD. That's what a bank is projecting, that their next CEO in the next 5 years will be less than 45 years. And for you to get to the level to become CEO, you need like a minimum of 15 to 20 years after schooling. So that gives you a lot to brood on. So the banks need younger persons that will come there and add value. And frankly speaking, I will tell you, the banks, if you are as a banker, it takes a lot from you. Your concentration will be fully on the job. So much so that you will not have much time for so many other things. So the best thing for you is to make the best out of it. You need to make the best out of it. Age range, 26 years and below. That's what most banks take. There are some banks that take as much as 28, 30. There are some banks that take as 28, 30, so it varies. But most banks will detail between 26, 27 years maximum age, BSc qualification. Some banks still take HND. No, federal government is trying to harmonize the degrees, but we are where we are now, so we have not gotten there for the harmonization of the degree for the private sector to accept them as on the same level. So that's that. The banking is an interesting place. It's always good that you learn and keep learning every day and improving yourself for your own good.
All right, we have another question here. He said, my experience with the Nigeria financial sector is frustration. The speaker said they are spending billions on training. How does this translate to customer experience?
Yeah,
like this question is saying that you have talked about moving from customer service to customer experience. And it's like generally in the industry, customers are not enjoying a lot of experience they are expected to enjoy. So what will you have to say to that?
Well, there's no name there. It said MacBook. I guess that's your system name. Well, it's okay. I understand that happens. That experience, the frustration, I know is there. I tell my people, good at your account officer or let me mention bank's name now. If you meet a good account officer, UBA is the best. If you meet a good one in GTB, you say GTB is the best because of your personal experience. But over time, there are some customers too that are interfacing with this same bank that are not happy with the bank because of the experience that's their staff, their contact person is giving them. So the training is going around a continuous process. It might not, like I said, some people, they will say you have online training. People are there listening, but they are not focused. They are not taking the value they are supposed to get from it. So the bank is spending so much training. It's a continuous process. And I assure you that as a banker, the bank is not there yet. But I think they are facing the right direction and they are going there and will get there in the shortest possible time.
All right, thank you very much.
I think Dr. Tunga had a question too. Maybe I should take that too. Yes,
okay,
let me
so
take it
just take one or two more
Dr. Tunga said, why am I charged 4 naira for SMS? 4 naira for SMS. You are charged 4 naira for SMS in your phone. So the bank pays for that SMS they send to you. But if it's an SMS for birthday or for service notification, there is no charges. Please, I will implore you, if you have, if you are overcharged, calculate your transaction for the month. If you are overcharged, go to the bank and ask for refund. The bank, they always calculate it. It's your services. Some people check their balance on their app 10 times a day, maybe on their short code, and it sends you you get alert, and they will expect that you will be charged. Please, that's why you are charged. So it's because the bank pays telecom companies for that. Microfinance bank, one person cannot open a microfinance bank. Microfinance bank, you need to have like 2 or 3 persons, and you need to be registered with CAC. After CAC, you register with CBN, and there are documentation, KYCs, and so many things. Well, you say GTB the worst. I don't agree with you. For your own experience, GTB is the worst, but some people, GTB is the best MacBook. Well, I pray you meet the best, and we expect that as a banker, that you get the best service always. That's the minimum expectation. The best service always, that you go out with the best experience too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you from here, all over the world, all our listeners. We appreciate you from the US, from Philippines, from Zambia, from Sierra Leone. Everybody is saying thank you. We have a question here, but it's all what you have said before from our center in Ondo State. It says how to be a relevant global workforce in the financial sector. That is the whole thing that's been saying since morning. So thank you so much. Our next speaker, she's here and ready for us. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege being among you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Dayo. It's a privilege. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Really thank you, everybody. Celebrate.
And I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.